Every college coach dreams of finding that one player, the one that changes everything. The kind of player that doesn't just fit a system, they become that system. Over the years, few have done it better than these two amazing offensive talents, Reggie Bush at USC and Christian McCaffrey at Stanford. They didn't just run the football, they redefined it. In an era of spread offenses and run-pass options, these two West Coast legends broke the mold of the traditional power running back, and by doing so, they changed college football forever. In today's video, we're going to compare and contrast two running backs, the Heisman Trophy winner Reggie Bush from USC and Mr. Do-It-All Christian McCaffrey from Stanford University from the former Pac-12 conference. If you like this type of content, please be sure to like and subscribe so you'll never miss an episode of College Football Legends. Let's begin our discussion with Reggie Bush, the crown jewel of Pete Carroll's USC dynasty. From 2003 to 2005, Reggie Bush was more than just a running back. He was a highlight reel in motion. He combined that track star speed with ballet-like balance and instincts that made defenders look like they were playing in slow motion. In an offense loaded with NFL talent such as Heisman Trophy winner Matt Leinart, Lindell White, Dwayne Jarrett, Reggie Bush was the ultimate X factor. He could line up in the slot, take a toss sweep, return punts, and a simple check down from a quarterback can turn into a 60-yard touchdown run. In 2005, Bush had a season for the ages where he totaled for over 2,600 all-purpose yards and 18 touchdowns, capturing that coveted Heisman Trophy, and he led the USC Trojans to the national title game. Although the Trojans came up short against the Texas Longhorns in that national championship game, that was one of the most iconic national championship games of all time, where both teams cemented their legacy and dominance during that era. But perhaps what made him special wasn't just the production and the offensive numbers, but it was how he did it on the football field. Every time he touched the ball, fans rose out of their seats because something magical might happen on that particular play. The game that stands out to me the most personally is their contest against the Fresno State Bulldogs. Despite Fresno State being from a mid-major conference, the Mountain West, and a heavy underdog against the mighty USC Trojans, they had a reputation for playing a brand of hard-nosed football with a high-powered offense. On that November night back in 2005, they gave the Trojans all they could handle, and the mighty USC Trojans were at major risk of an epic upset. That is when their star, Reggie Bush, took over the game and gave one of the most iconic individual efforts with 295 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns, leading the Trojans to a shootout victory, 50-42 over the Fresno State Bulldogs. Now let's take a moment to shift gears, and we'll fast forward a decade to the year 2015, where Stanford University had a new kind of weapon that was emerging in the form of Christian McCaffrey, the Stanford Swiss Army knife. While Reggie Bush was flair and flash, Christian McCaffrey was finesse and focus. He didn't play on a roster full of 5-star recruits or NFL-bound receivers. He was the offense. Under David Shaw's more conservative pro-style system, Christian McCaffrey became the engine that made everything go. In 2015, he shattered Barry Sanders' single-season all-purpose yardage record with over 3,800 total yards, rushing, receiving, and returning. Ironically enough, Barry Sanders Jr., the son of the former Detroit Lions legend, was a freshman running back, and he was a backup to Christian McCaffrey for that season. Yet somehow, McCaffrey didn't win the Heisman. Many fans, especially on the West Coast, consider that one of the biggest Heisman snubs in modern college football history. By all metrics, Stanford was considered average, yet his play elevated his team to finish the season ranked 3rd, and they nearly missed a chance to play for the national championship. To be fair, this was the year that Derrick Henry of the Alabama Crimson Tide obliterated SEC defenses with over 2,200 rushing yards, en route to an undefeated 15-0 season, capping it off with an 158-yard, 2-touchdown effort to defeat the Clemson Tigers for the national championship. McCaffrey's greatness wasn't in his flash, but it was in his consistency. Where Bush danced, McCaffrey dissected. As the son of the former Stanford Cardinal and NFL legendary wide receiver Ed McCaffrey, Christian McCaffrey was disciplined, durable, and a master of reading blocking lanes, an NFL-ready skill set before he even declared for the draft. In regard of comparing these two amazing running backs, how did these two legends stack up against each other? Both revolutionized the position, but in very different eras of college football. Reggie Bush played during a time when the Pac-10, yes, the Pac-10 was on top of the college football world, It's crazy to think how only Washington State and Oregon State remain in that conference, and the rest is split between the Big Ten Conference and the Atlantic Coast Conference. He was the poster child for USC's Hollywood-style dominance. Every game felt like a movie premiere under the lights of the Coliseum. Christian McCaffrey, on the other hand, played during the decline of the Pac-12, when national attention had already shifted eastward to the Southeastern Conference. Despite that, his production was statistically superior to Reggie Bush. He didn't have the star teammates, the glitz, the glamour, or the spotlight of the USC Trojans. Yet, he carried Stanford on his back week after week. If Bush was the celebrity, McCaffrey was the craftsman. Bush brought excitement, McCaffrey brought endurance. Bush gave us jaw-dropping highlights, McCaffrey gave us records books rewritten. Both took the conference and the nation by storm during their college careers. The way they played and their approach to the game was different, yet both were the catalyst for the success of their respective teams as a whole. Yet, here is where their respective stories take a twist. In the NFL, both of their paths flipped. Reggie Bush entered the league as a superstar, drafted second overall by the New Orleans Saints in 2006. He had moments of brilliance, including a Super Bowl win in 2009. But he never quite lived up to the impossible expectations that followed him out of college. Some of the contributing factors that kept Reggie Bush from reaching his full potential was injuries, inconsistent usage, offensive coordinators that failed to maximize his skill set. Yet he was solid, but he only rushed for 1,000 yards twice during his entire pro career in the NFL, only to have his production drastically drop off the final seasons of his pro career, never living up to the expectations that fans had hoped for. Meanwhile, Christian McCaffrey's pro career has become what many fans had hoped Reggie Bush's career would have been. The early part of his career, he was a member of the Carolina Panthers, and it started off rocky under an organization that had a reputation for struggle over success. His trade to the San Francisco 49ers unlocked his full potential. He became the modern prototype of the complete running back, explosive, elite receiver, and consistent touchdown threat. In today's NFL, Christian McCaffrey is a franchise cornerstone, the perfect hybrid between running back and slot receiver. He is what Reggie Bush could have been in the right era, under the right offensive system. Now that we've compared these two legends and laid out all of their statistics and accolades, who is the better player? That depends on what you value. If you judge greatness by impact, Reggie Bush transformed how college football viewed offensive creativity and electrifying ball-carrying skills. If you judge it by longevity, consistency, and productivity, Christian McCaffrey might have the edge. Yet, maybe it's not even about comparison. Maybe it's about evolution. Reggie Bush walked so Christian McCaffrey could run that football. Both gave fans something unforgettable. One defined an era and the other perfected it. As we conclude today's topic, tell me, what do you think? Who left the bigger mark? The Heisman-winning flash of USC's Reggie Bush, or the record-shattering reliability of Stanford's Christian McCaffrey? Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. I'd love to hear your take on this topic. And if you enjoyed this comparison, hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. And by subscribing to our channel, you'll never miss an episode of College Football Legends. Until next time.